What is going on, my YouTube friends, my Renegade friends, Patreon friends? How we all doing? I know Ren's going through hell right now, man. Dude can't catch a break, and it's super heartbreaking to follow. But it's beautiful that he's sharing his journey, because I know that there's a lot of y'all in the audience that have similar ailments, I guess, similar experiences, and like I'm sure it feels like you have a voice, right? And plus, like, it's beautiful to see the community come together and support Ren the way that they have been. I can't get enough of it, unfortunately, right? I thought this would be a little bit of fun. Ren uploaded a video of him working out. And for those of you all that don't know, you can see my trophy in the background. I used to be a competitive bodybuilder, and I've spent some time in the gym over the years. And so I thought it'd be fun to do like a reaction and breakdown, I guess, of a Ren workout. So I'm going to pull this up here. I'm going to have the link to it in the description box too, if y'all want to give our sick boy some love, extra love on his video. I noticed it didn't have like that many views. It still had a ton of views, but like didn't have that many views. Could use a few more. Let's check this out, y'all. Let's see what he's got going on.
You ready to pump some fucking iron,
So
mate?
ready, mate.
Oh, kind of look. Good timing, mate.
Late night workouts.
The timing on that, fucking hell.
How are you? You good?
Nice to meet you. How you doing, bro? How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, boss.
How are you, man?
You good?
Yeah, what are you saying? Not much, bro.
Favourite celebrations, Sean?
Favorite celebrations. Okay. I thought that was the workout plan.
Favourite.
Snickers, pretty good. Mars bars, pretty good. Galaxy bar, okay. Maltesers. The problem with Maltesers for me is you eat like 10 of them and then your mouth starts to feel weird. And you're not going to quit eating them. You just deal with the mouthfeel. But Milky Way I've never had. Galaxy caramel. Oh, okay. See, for me, the secret is the Oreo Thins, because you can eat a whole box of them and feel a little like less guilty than if you ate a whole box of the regular size Oreos, you know?
Celebrations, Sean?
Literally, bro, main room is here. So you got all your shit there. Bang. That's the cardio room, which I've never used. Yeah, I'll probably give that a pass today. But yeah, mate, make yourself at home, do what you have to do. If you need me, shout me. Yeah, I'll be here. Sit, mate.
So Ren's pretty tall. He's definitely delt dominant. Looks like he's got some triceps on him too. So I'm going to imagine that his pressing, all his pushing movements are going to be like pretty strong. I don't know what his main focus is going to be. I have watched bits of this as I was having breakfast with our friend Elizabeth. But I don't know like what the main kind of purpose of this workout is, other than like I doubt they just did it just to film a video of him working out. So anyways, I'm assuming that his pressing movements are going to be pretty strong.
Sounds cool. Yeah,
Starting off with flat bench.
We'll Photoshop the weights on the sides afterwards. We'll make it look like I'm doing that one.
Fuck it out.
I am curious as to how tough that would be to bench press a bag of potatoes, because the nice thing about weights is they stay still. They don't move unless like you're, all lopsided. If you're moving the thing around, then the weights will fall off if you don't have clips. But a potato bag is going to like swing, and its weight is going to be very inconsistent. Even if the bags weigh the same, they're going to be like, they hang different, right? And however you're going to hang it on there, it's not going to hold it still. So that actually might be like a pretty cool exercise. A little bit of stability in there.
I'll normally break it into 3 different days.
Okay.
First day, chest, shoulders, which is the day.
Lots of pressing. Chest and shoulders is all pressing.
Into 3 different days. First day, chest, shoulders, which is the day. I'll do bench press, incline bench press, and then something for the pecs, pec deck, lateral raise.
Technically, bench press and incline bench press are all for the pecs as well. After so long, like you just can't exert enough energy to make more pressing movements on like a barbell valuable, right? So even if you move to like dumbbells, you just won't be able to get heavy enough, or you won't be able to get high enough reps to make the hypertrophy like work as well as you want to. So then you would move to something a little bit more isolated, like say a cable, because like a flat bench press or an incline press on a barbell are what are considered compound movements. They're working out a lot more than just your chest, but they are technically still working out your chest. Your pecs, as he said, right?
Bench press, and then something for the pecs, pec deck, lateral raises, front raises, and then shoulder press, and then something on tricep to finish that off. Second day will be
Also interesting kind of like order, because you're gonna be pretty gassed. So I do understand not doing the shoulder press or the military press right after doing bench press and incline press, because like I said, that's a lot of pressing. Like you're just gonna be gassed, your arms are gonna be tired. But the shoulder press, the overhead press, is one of the more, it's a compound lift for your shoulders, right? So typically you would want to do that at the beginning of your workout, your shoulder routine, so that you have the most like kind of gas in the tank for your shoulders. And it's going to do like a lot more of an all around build. It's going to like, technically you're going to use more energy to do that, which means you're cutting more, or you're burning more calories, and you're going to build more muscle, because it's not just like one focused exercise, like say like a lateral raise or a front raise, like he was saying. Those ones are good for like finishing, like beating up your shoulders after the fact, getting hypertrophy in. But the overhead press is going to be the better compound movement for the overheads, or for the shoulders, sorry. So interesting.
back and biceps. Third day legs.
Bro splits.
And just rotate that. Make it easy cardio.
So what we're focusing on mainly today.
Today, chest and shoulders.
Chest and shoulders.
Incline dumbbells. Incline dumbbells are important because you can get a lot lower. You can get this like big, nice, wide stretch. And so those of y'all doing it at home here, let me do this. So when you're doing it, when you're on the incline, you want to have your chest raised, and you want to be able to bring those weights way, way, way down. You don't want to hurt your shoulders, but you want to be able to bring them way down so you get a big stretch at the bottom, and then all the way up to the top. Not like me back in my shitty douchebag days where it was just like this little tiny movement. You want to get all the way up to the top and squeeze a pencil in between your titties. So let's see. This looks like this first press is going to be a little wobbly, but that's pretty standard. That's acceptable. Oh, y'all want to see this too. Yeah, so I'm going to assume that he just like jumped into this and didn't warm up too much. The first one was a little bit high. I might not count the first one. But the second and third one were pretty good. They were getting pretty deep. I'd still like to see him like come down a little bit slower and let that stretch real good at the bottom, and then push up, like explode up to the top. See how he's like almost, not quite dumping it, but he's got to reverse it, right? So what are these? They're probably in kilograms, 25s, so like 50 pounds. It's a lot of weight, y'all. So when you bring that down, if you're bringing it down quick and then you got to reverse it up at the bottom, like the reverse weight is going to be heavier than that 50 pounds, right? So if he was controlling it and bringing it down and then just pushing up the actual 50 pounds with the 25 kilograms, then it would be a lot more of a controlled exercise, and it would be less damaging to his shoulders. Just food for thought. He's not really dumping it, but he's going pretty quick. He is pressing his chest through. You can see that whole striation move forward, and like a lot of people will collapse at the top. So here, let me go back to this again. So what a lot of people do is they'll have their chest up, and when they get to the top, they collapse down like this. And you've basically just let go of the tension, the tension in your chest muscles and your pec muscles, and it's all about time under tension, y'all. You want to make sure that those are like broad, push forward, and squeeze the whole time. You don't want to like take any relaxing time. All the way down for a nice controlled little break, little stretch, and then back up to the top. And Fred again.
I became the queen when I rode with them brothers.
Getting heavy now. Yeah, he is reversing it at the bottom, like I say. So I would suggest going a little bit slower and controlling it a little bit more just at the bottom, but like it's pretty good press otherwise. So these are the lateral raises. They're okay. Like I was saying, Ren is very delt dominant, so you kind of have to walk this balance of like what feels good and what like satisfies your ego a little bit, plus like what's going to make you tired, right? So if it were me, if I was in the gym with him, I'd like to see that that extension come like way further out instead of like a bent elbow. Anytime you bend the elbow, you're making it a little bit easier on you, right? This lever is shortened. So if he could straighten his elbow out a little bit and come out a little wider like that, it's really hard to hold at the top, but if you can get a little hold at the top, you can tip your pinky ring or your pinky finger towards the roof of the building. It just kind of isolates that a little bit more. But I would like to see his arms just a little bit more extended. Probably down in weight, a lot more down in weight, which makes it a little bit tougher, especially for your brain. But I would like to see a little bit less of a bend in the elbow.
Ain't no love in the jungle.
And see, like the hole on the way down, like he's basically just dropping it, right? So like that's half your movement on the way down. You can control that and you can bring it down and get, you know, effectively double the workout out of aside from just dumping it. And if he's exhausted and it's like his last few reps, then that's fine. And it kind of is what it is. But if that's the case too, I would say he could go to failure even a little bit more. He could try to get some like partial reps, get a few out of it if that's what he's going to do. Otherwise, I'd like to see a little bit more control in the lateral raises.
Ain't no love in the jungle.
He's not jumping.
Ain't no.
Is he supersetting these, or is this just the video? So if he's supersetting that, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'd still like to see that elbow straightened out, but like that's a lot of endurance, y'all.
Love in the jungle. Ain't no. Ain't no love in the jungle. Ain't no. Like it's like ain't no love in the jungle. Ain't no.
Yeah, the up is fine. Same thing, like that one's a little bit better. It doesn't, like, if you bend your elbow, you're just bringing the weight closer to you. But when he's bringing that up, like, you know, he's got a little hop at the top. I'd like to see that controlled a little bit and then slow on the way back down. So it's going to be much less in weights, much lower in weights, which again, as a delt dominant dude, it's probably not going to feel super great at first because like he's got some big muscles up there, right? Like he should feel like he can move that much weight, but he doesn't need to. He can get just as good at exercise out of like a slow controlled up and then back down, right? It's hard to like pause. It's hard to get that pause at the top, but that's okay. But like the nice controlled on the way down would do a lot for him, I think. So the bench press, it looked like it was, I don't know if those are 25 or like 15 maybe, kilograms each, but same thing. He could come down a little slower. He could pause at the bottom and then explode up to the top, right? So down, quick pause, and then press through. That's what I'd like to see out of Ren there. Same thing with the dips. I think like basically my biggest takeaway from this workout is that it's a tempo thing, right? So the dips look good. They look like a solid dip, but I would say go down a little slower, man. Get that time under tension. Get to the bottom, get a nice stretch, and then press through, right? That's what I would say. You can tip your chin down when you're doing dips too, and that just put like less strain on your neck when you're doing a dip and you got this going on. It's just like it just hurts after a little while. So I'd say tuck his chin a little bit. He could try to lean forward a little bit too to get more of the tricep isolation, and then just nice and slow on the way down, nice big stretch, and then press through and squeeze at the top.
Killing like we vultures.
I was just gonna say the last one on the 20s there, or the second last one, he went pretty far out. He went pretty wide. His elbow was pretty straight, and then for the last one, the failure one, his elbow was quite bent. So that's just something I would watch for. Dude's beautiful though.
I'm gonna go for that 4 wide.
All right, let's see what you got here, bud. Is this Lucas? Wish I could see a side angle. I'd like to see where his knees are. It looks like his toes are pointed out quite far, and I just don't know if you'll be able to get the same hip pressing or like the same. Like when you're bench pressing, you want kind of a 70-degree angle in your knee, and you want to be able to drive your heels into the ground, to push your hips into the ground, to have maximum pressing like power, right? So I'd like to see a little side angle of that. I know this looks a little bit better because it's symmetrical, but I'd like to see a side angle of that, see what's going on. Nice arc in the back, yeah. Nice and slow. Come on, one more. You got it. You got it. One more. You got it, man. You got it. Good job. Looks like I'm going to say it in pounds. Looks like a 45, a 25, a 10, 5 and 5 maybe? I don't know what these smaller, like the smaller size weights are. They're a little bit thicker, so I don't know. They might be 10s as well.
That's the best part, I'll tell you that.
Almost left them hanging. Almost left them hanging.
Look at these weights, boys. Come on. We got a 20. We got a fucking 10. We got a 2.5. We got a 5. And we got another 5.
Oh, okay, so the other ones were 10 or like 12 pounds. Okay, yeah, man, that was pretty heavy. That was pretty heavy.
2.5. We got a 5. And we got another 5. He's a machine.
That is the best thing that's ever happened to you, bro. That's really well amazing, man. What you done?
Oh, that's me. I'm out.
Yeah, so I'm curious if like that whole thing was the order that he did it in, or if they jumped around a little bit just to make the video a bit more exciting. Like I said, I would always recommend starting with your compound movements and moving into your kind of more auxiliary movements after that. So when you're doing like a flat bench press, that's kind of where you want the majority of your effort to be like put, right? So you should do like a warm up, move into your first compound, which is the flat bench press. Get a nice control on the way down, big stretch in your pecs and your chest at the bottom, and then explode through. And then from there, you can go into your inclines, and then from there, you can go to your flies. I don't think we did see him do the cable flies for his chest. And then for shoulders, it's a lot of pressing, which is why maybe I wouldn't recommend doing chest and shoulders together, but it's a bro split. So when you're doing that overhead press, like you're pretty gassed. Just that movement alone in your arms and everything is going to be pretty tired, right? But his overhead press is pretty solid. Like I said, I'd like to see a little bit of control. He was standing, so, you know, he had like a little bit of like a push at the top, and that's okay. It is what it is. If he could get away from that, that'd probably be a little bit more beneficial, but that's okay. So down nice and deep, and then up to the top, and you bring them together at the top. The shoulder flies, like I say, a little bit more straightening in the elbow would do a lot of good. Unfortunately, you have to go way down and wait for that, and it's just tough on like the old brain, especially when you're working out and you got all the like endorphins going on, right? But altogether, man, pretty solid workout. Dude puts in the work. He's real lean. Like you can see that. You can see the striations as he starts to get a pump, like how lean he is, right? It's super impressive. But I mean, he's been on a really, really restricted diet for a long time too. So that makes a ton of sense. But this was fun, y'all. This was fun. Let me know if I can help with anything in your workouts. Let me know what you thought. If you think I'm wrong, go ahead. Let me know in the comments. And the links in the description box of this one, man. Go give our boy another view. We'll see you on the next one.